In 2009, the Louisiana beef industry brought in about $330 million to the state's economy. In 5 years, that number grew to almost $800 million. To keep this industry moving forward, the Louisiana Farm Bureau Livestock Advisory Committee takes farmers and ranchers on a tour of cattle operations in other states. As TWILA's Karl Wiggers shows us, this year, those Louisiana cattle producers visited our neighbors in Mississippi.
From stocker cattle operations to ranches producing top-notch genetics, the Louisiana Farm Bureau's tour of Mississippi had a lot to offer Louisiana cattlemen. Chairman of the Louisiana Farm Bureau Livestock Committee, Marty Wooldridge, helped arrange this 4-day trip through the Mississippi hills.
What we're trying to do on these trips is inspire our producers, educate our producers, try to get them to take a little something back to Louisiana, see that somebody else is doing it and say, hey, we can do this back in our part of the world too.
A lot of educating happened right here on the first stop at Mississippi State University's Animal Research Center. The head of the Animal and Dairy Sciences, Dr. John Blanton, shared with ranchers about his department's focus on today's producers.
In Mississippi, economic development and support of our farmers to make sure that they have long-term sustainability, both economically and production-wise, is important. So we focus on that applied research that can have an immediate impact.
Mississippi State professors shared with the Louisiana group about their research in reproductive health and breeding genetics. The tour continues in West Point, Mississippi at Town Creek Farm. Joy Reznicek is proud of their herd of registered Brangus and ultra-black cattle.
These aren't your grandpa's Brangus.
Town Creek Farm aims to give their customers a bull that will produce a consistent calf when he leaves West Point.
We do a lot of across-the-board breeding, and that's how we prove our bulls. If that bull will work on a lot of different types of cows, he's going to leave us bull calves that will work on a lot of different types of cow herds out in the country.
The next stop was at Rogers Bar HR Ranch in Collins, Mississippi. Cattle is king in this part of the state. For owner of Rogers Bar HR, Doug Rogers, his Charolais cattle is what sets him apart.
What my little niche in life is the purebred Charolais herd. I also run a bunch of commercial cattle too.
In more than 50 years, the Rogers family has grown their Charolais herd to be one of the best in the country. To strengthen his pure breed genetics, Rogers matches bulls and cows himself.
We select breed. I'd look at every cow and I determine which bull I put her with. That's how we breed.
There's a value for all cattle, where it's a high-end top cattle or where it's a low-end cattle, and they're making everything work.
The last stop on the tour was Rocking Bee Ranch. Located in Wiggins, Mississippi, the Batson family has built a reputation for their registered Pole Brahman genetics.
Mississippi Farm Bureau has been an intricate part. They're with us every day on this trip. Some of their staff, John's with us. But the people out here and the hospitality, opening their homes, serving us dinner, serving us lunch, taking care of us, showing us around has really been unbelievable on this trip.
To see pictures from each stop of the trip, head over to our website at twilatv.org. Planning for next year's trip to Arkansas and Missouri is already underway. Registration for that trip will begin towards the end of the summer. Avery, Kristen, you've been on the trip. You know how much fun it is. You see lots of ranches, lots of different operations, but you also get to eat a lot of really, really good food.
Oh yeah, you've got a lot of brisket. I used to get a lot of steak on the trips, but you said you got a lot of brisket on this one.
Lots of brisket. We had a kind of a hamburger steak type thing one night, but food was great. Company was great. I learned a lot not being from a cattle operation. It was really cool.
What was your favorite stop on the trip?
My favorite stop was probably Rogers Bar HR because of the, I just really liked Doug Rogers. I thought he was very educational and loved telling his story about his farm. They were all great stops though. It's hard to say a favorite.
Well, you'll be taking some notes for next year's trip to Arkansas, Missouri.
Hoping I get to go.
All right, thanks a lot, Karl Wiggers.